Wait, I tried that banana milk. It tastes not the same as I remember.
He gave you fake stuff.
No, not that. It's like the type of thing where like, new formula or whatever.
Yeah.
It's not
banana milk.
Yeah. So remember Banana Nesquik from back in the day?
Oh, yeah. Back in the day, yeah.
They stopped making it. What? Did they stop making it?
Yeah, well, at least in Queensland or Australia.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah. It's been impossible. And then my mum and my wife found it somewhere. So they bought a heap of tubs and then it came up the other week.
Yeah.
And fucking
they donated me one.
Yeah. And now he's saying it's not good enough.
I didn't. That's definitely not what I said. I just said it doesn't taste what I remember, but maybe my memory's jank, or maybe I loaded it up with like 17 spoons.
Probably.
So I don't know.
When was the last time you probably had it? When you were a kid?
Yeah, probably.
Right.
I don't think your taste buds register sugar that badly when you're a kid.
Yeah, that's
it. It's kind of
because I'm exactly the same when the kids have like Yogos and shit. I'm like, these were so much better when I was a kid, but I think it's
actually,
yeah. Because we had we went shopping today and we got the kids like a Yogo pouch thing for the car on the ride home, and I'm like, I want one. So then I had it and I was just sucking on it. I'm like,
do you think they changed it though, or do you think it like
I don't know? Did they have to jump on board the whole health?
Maybe like they'd be like 50% less sugar or whatever.
Yeah, because when we
it's probably why it tastes like shit.
Yeah, when we were kids, it was probably just like more fudge.
More fudge. Is that what is yogurt? It's not yogurt. It's like something weird.
I don't know what it is. It has to be.
What is it?
Yogo.
Yogo.
Yeah.
Chocolate. You don't know.
Oh yeah. Like it's got like a gorilla.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
But it's not yogurt. What is it?
Not Harambe.
It'd have to. It'd have to have a yogurt base to it. You reckon?
Have to?
Not really. I reckon a cream, some sort of cream base, not a yogurt.
Yeah,
let's just put some agar in there and make it a bit more solid, and then someone will suck it down.
Fucking hell. We got Kris Walters here tonight. He answered the bat signal I threw up yesterday.
Nice.
He was quick
Short notice.
Yeah, quick on the pulse. He jumped in. So that's
no, thanks for having me on no notice and no idea what I'm doing here.
Neither do we.
Podcast before in my life, but
we haven't done one either, so we're all fresh.
It feels like that anyway.
Yeah, it does. Every week it's like, what the fuck are we doing?
What did we speak?
Yeah. No, it was, I was surprised how many people jumped in, and then, you were top of the list, and I think I even mentioned your name's come up a fair bit just around the traps.
Yeah.
I've told, maybe not Kris, maybe I haven't said Kris, but I feel like we've told stories, and people that have been here have said stories like either about your photography or just being like the nicest guy in comedy.
It's a good title to have.
Yeah. So I was pretty stoked that you were keen to come on. I reckon.
No dramas, mate. Yeah, I had a spare night and I thought I'd come down and give it a crack.
Fuck yeah. I reckon you got heaps of stories in that head of yours. So
got a few. I
that drink you've got there, that's very fluorescent, isn't it?
It looks like someone drank Barocca and then pissed in a cup, put it in the 100%. Fridge, and then carbonated a little bit and then put it in a glass.
Isn't it funny? It's like meant to be a health drink. It's like
that's what I was just thinking.
I think it looked healthier in the can.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Don't tape it out.
So it's a nootropic, is it?
Apparently, but they sell it for $2 at the servo, so I don't know how.
Is that how much it is? $2? That's pretty cheap. That's pretty good, eh?
Yeah, it tastes nice.
Because it's Shine, right? And I'm sure they started selling it at Zambrero, the Mexican place, but in big glass bottles. And then they had like one without caffeine, one with caffeine, and one with like double caffeine. And it did always look like that, and it did make your piss turn that color.
Really?
Yeah. But then that was
can you confirm or deny this, Kris?
Not yet, but give me an hour. I won't piss in the cup because I put it next to it.
We've got a spare one.
This one's not carbonated anymore.
Yeah, we do have a spare cup there, so go nuts. Be a good experiment for the podcast, I reckon.
Yeah, for sure.
Ready.
Hey?
Look how warm down it made it ice. Yeah, it's fine.
I like it.
Like, what do you mean? It tastes like whiskey. It's fine.
I think it tastes better than that shit you made us drink last week.
Well, that was not.
Adrian made us drink this shit with
I
chili.
didn't make you. I asked you if you wanted to.
Mango habanero.
Yeah.
Like spicy food?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I used to like it more, but I haven't had it for a while.
Yeah. So do you like dabble in nootropics and shit, or not really?
No, I literally just bought this from the server one day and thought it tasted pretty good.
Yeah,
I'm trying to drink so much Coke, so
yeah,
this is the alternative.
Yeah, because I've been thinking about jumping on board some of that shit.
I'll see some like the supplements pop up all the time. And,
yeah. But
I read about one called Alpha Brain. It's meant to be pretty good.
Yeah, that's That's Rogan's one, eh?
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah.
Oh,
Fucking, he's tangled into it somehow.
I think he knows the guy. Because I've read about that guy's books too. Is what he does. Yeah.
Aubrey Marcus.
That's him.
Yeah.
Aubrey Marcus. Yeah.
That dude, crazy story about him that I heard this week. No, I'm not.
You legit were like,
No, Aubrey.
wait, that dude.
Aubrey Marcus. So his dad died like last week or the week before or something. And I forget what religion he's jumped on board. Maybe if you've read his book, you know about
Scientology.
it. No, I don't think so. It's like Buddhism or something like that. But basically, he just stays at his house for a week now, and family members come and visit him, and it's just like a week of mourning, like just in his house.
Oh.
Ringing any bells?
I've only read one of his books that probably wasn't in there.
Yeah, yeah.
As in part of the religion that he's in.
Apparently,
yeah. The morning like takes ages and ages. What is that? I
could Google it, but it doesn't really matter. But yeah, I'm curious as to see if it does anything for your brain.
To mourn for like a long time.
Hey,
To mourn for a long time.
no.
What?
Nootropics.
Oh,
If you take the nootropics, you can probably mourn like deeper.
yeah.
You really remember the memories.
Exactly.
Probably shouldn't take the piss out of someone whose dad died. It's not cool.
Nah, it's not cool. Adrian, you're a fucking dog.
what are you talking about? I was like, do you think it helps mourning? No, I don't give a fuck about that. Look, give me the nootropics.
that was a side story.
Yeah.
There's your promised Easter egg, as I promised in my story.
No,
There's a spare one. Do you
This
want
is the
it?
entire reason I'm here.
Yeah.
I didn't see you promise an Easter egg.
In my story, I was like, if anyone comes on, I'll give you a free Easter egg.
Oh yeah.
We have so many fucking Easter eggs already.
Do you
and It's
really?
not even Easter yet.
I think we were restrictive this time.
We
We didn't like.
We should have been. Well, not even us, just family.
Oh really?
Because we haven't even given the kids our Easter eggs yet.
Well, it's not Easter yet.
Exactly.
Yeah. Wait, they've got Easter eggs already?
Yeah, because my nan was up, her and my mum are going away somewhere. They left this morning, so they're not going to be here for Easter.
okay.
So we did it yesterday with them. And
Did you do a hunt or just giving eggs?
Nah, just fucking like, it's like another Christmas. Like, my mum blows it so over.
Here's a Game Boy.
Basically, they've got these giant bags of just like clothes and chocolate and lollies and toys and fucking.
Are they Easter themed?
Not really, no. Maybe like the pajamas had a bunny on them.
Okay.
So we got them. Then we went to my sister-in-law's today, and same deal, just fucking chocolate galore. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I can't eat any more chocolate.
You can't.
Yeah.
But you've been getting it.
Well, the kids aren't going to eat it.
You've been getting gift bags too. Fucking hell.
Yeah, I got that whiskey.
Oh, okay. Was that for an Easter present?
Yeah,
Oh, that's sick.
yeah, it's good
Solid
Easter,
present.
isn't
Good
it?
Easter bunny.
And we went to the shop and I was like, oh, look, there's like still pallets and pallets of like Easter bunnies and shit. And I'm like, this is over in 3 days. They're going to be on sale so quick.
So we, because we went to the shops today, and the shop we went to, it was like slim pickings. Like
Really?
it's all the eggs nobody wants.
And they all crushed because the assholes going like smash them.
Yeah.
I got a pack of like little cream eggs today.
Okay.
But I didn't even look. I just went out of the bargain basement bin and
Yeah.
probably should eat something free Easter.
I got to have to join in the festivities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking, I did a bit of stalking when I found out you were coming on. I like to stalk people when they're coming on.
You don't like because
Is that why you're
I
asking
like to
for my
stalk
password?
people.
yeah.
Right.
Thanks for giving your bank details. So what's the word? Freely? I don't know.
Feel
This
free
is
to
why I
take
need.
our last $5, man.
This is why I need nootropics. No, so you seems like you had a pretty crazy like weight loss journey at some stage.
Oh yeah, a year ago I was like massively fatter than this.
Because I was scrolling and I saw a picture of you sitting in like a chair, and I'm like, "Fuck, that's Kris."
That was taken. It's April, about a year ago.
True.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's a pretty good effort for a year.
145 kilo.
Okay.
Yeah, crazy. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. I'm down to 120-ish.
That's
Yeah.
good.
So I've still got 10 to go.
Yep.
I've been slacking off and just eating like shit.
Yeah.
It's
Drinking
Easter.
too much nootropics.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I feel like the last because I was trying to get fit as well, I guess. But the
Was?
last, no, well, that's what I mean. The last two,
I said the other day or last week. I don't know if it was last week. I said like you look like you are losing weight. Are you losing weight?
at the moment, I'm sort of plateaued.
Okay.
Yeah.
The last 2 or 3 weeks, just with everything going on, I've just thought it's the last thing I've been thinking of. And I've been slack on, working out, running, and like even my reading thing I'm trying to do, I'm just like, fuck, I don't have time or effort to be doing any of this at the moment. And like, I still go to the gym, but it's literally just like, just so the CCTV cameras see me and they're like, James is here.
Scan in, scan out.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, what do you do then? You must actually do something. You can't just go there and...
Yeah, I go and like work out, but it's not like excessive. Like,
It's still better
Still
than like
something.
it's
like
just
going
going
and working out. Though.
Yeah, I guess it's still something. But yeah, it's not about me. It's about fucking you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's pretty. How'd you drop so much?
Just there's no like crazy trick. I remember when I first posted the first time I posted a photo, I was like, "Oh, what's your secret?" There's no secret. It's
Yeah,
like,
Everyone wants to see
Calories in, less than calories out.
Yeah.
It's taken me a year to lose 30 kilos.
Yeah,
But it's just making little changes at a time. So you don't like. I think the first thing I did was I actually went to the gym I've been paying for 2 years and not gone to.
Yeah.
There's a long story. I got to that bit. But that was it, and it was fun. I was, I swear.
yeah.
That was fun.
You've seen my set. Do you think I can restrict myself here?
Well, I lasted 15 minutes. I was definitely like obviously the most unfittest guy in the gym. Super self-conscious. I used to like I was in the army. I worked out heaps, but I just got and I just forgot everything. I was weak as piss. And, but I lasted like 15 minutes, and then every day I had to make that same decision. I go to the gym today. I had no plan, just nothing like that. Didn't change anything else. Just started going to the gym.
Okay.
And then it's like slowly I just started to get like a little bit more energy in a day to just being all lethargic, and I used to just lie on the couch playing video games. You know, it was just a mess. But just the more I did that, the more other parts of my life then naturally started to slowly come up as well.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
but yeah, just little tweaks. I got so fat because I just ate Subway like all day, every day.
Yeah.
What, Jared's lying to us?
Jared's full of shit, man.
Jared is
not
fucking
not for
You reckon
us.
Subway is like supposed to be the healthier option?
Nah, man, it's the sugar, bro.
Yeah, apparently the bread is just pure sugar.
Right.
The healthy option is to make your own lunch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that. What,
No, but like as
what do you
opposed to what is the healthiest?
What
one?
do you think would be the healthiest takeaway?
Wouldn't it depend what you get? Like if you go to Subway and just get, do they just do salad? They must just do salad.
Yeah. You just
Like it depends what you get, right?
Even things like grill, like the more upper market burger, they're probably better for you than eating Macca's. But they're still not that great for you.
There's like a gym fucking influencer that I follow down the Gold Coast, and he's like, I'm going to go through the Macca's drive-through and I'm going to ask them to give me the healthiest thing on their menu, and then I'm going to order what the actual healthiest thing is. So he goes
Give
there.
you water. That's what they give you.
Yeah. He goes, what's the healthiest thing? And she's like, oh, it's probably a chicken Caesar wrap or something like that.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, I'll get one of those, and then I'll also get a large McChicken meal with a lemonade or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And then he like was sitting in the car park and he broke down why the McChicken was healthier than anything else on their menu.
Shit. Yeah.
Right. I'm so skeptical.
Why?
I don't know. I just
You don't like McChickens?
no, it's not that. I just
The chicken deluxe is the bomb.
Yeah.
I moved and I lived 100 meters from Macca's.
Oh, that's
And
dangerous.
like that week, like in between moving, it was just a mess. Yeah, like disorganized. I was eating Macca's like 5 times.
Yeah.
Chicken deluxe each
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
And then one day I thought I got to start making my own McChicken because number one, it's going to taste a hell of a lot better. Number two, it's going to be better for me.
Yeah.
And I did, but I didn't know like whether it was like mayonnaise or aioli on the sauce.
Right.
So I tried to look it up one day, and it was 71 chemicals and sugar.
True.
So it's about 71. I made that number up, but
Yeah,
there's a
yeah.
lot of chemicals.
it's all that
and sugar.
flavour. That's what it is.
100%.
That's why it tastes good.
Yeah. So
Yeah, we got a Macca's at the end of my street as well, but it's just up a steady incline. So it's
Yeah,
just
you got
enough-
to work yourself.
Yeah, it's enough.
mine's down the hill. So
Oh, right.
I don't know if you heard that.
Yeah,
joke
yeah,
about
I've heard
that.
you a bit about that. Yeah. Because we've got like a Woolworths, we got everything. Literally, if we walked, I think it's exactly 1 kilometre to the end of our street, which isn't that far to walk if you wanted to.
Yeah.
And like, we never do it. We get in the car and we do the biggest loop around, and it takes so much longer. But it's like fuck walking.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you gotta get out there and do it.
Walking is like the most. I'm not a gym fucking influencer or whatever, but walking's like the most underrated exercise.
Yeah.
Like, your body just naturally does it anyway, and
Is it better than running?
I reckon I can't run them. Yeah.
I don't know. I hate running. Like
I hate running too, but in my head, I'm like, I'm moving faster than I am walking, which means I'm covering more distance. So
The
that
distance doesn't
means
matter.
better.
I think it's about your heart rate or whatever.
Yeah, maybe like sprints, like short bursts of power or something for running.
Yeah,
but,
maybe. Because I got fucked knees as well. So whenever I run,
Oh,
it's just constant pain.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I've got a
Yeah, it's because you run on the road though. That's like bad.
Yeah.
Go run on the beach. It's fucked though.
the closest beach is like 40 minutes
Oh, I
away.
suppose.
By the time I get there, I'll be like, fuck this.
Walk to the beach and then
on
run
the
when
way.
you
get there.
Go to the beach.
100%. I'll just fill my backyard with sand.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like running's better for you, but I've heard that like everyone's like walking is like one of the best things you can do. But
for sure. Plus, you like because unless you stick in earphones, like if you just walk with no sound, and it takes a bit to get used to because everyone's used to having like tunes for 24/7 now. But I find like you'll solve like half your problems.
True.
You're like, oh, that's how I fix that.
I can't do that. Hey, if I like,
but you reckon you should try? Because you've said that before. Like you
gets
need.
pretty dangerous.
There's a car there.
Yeah, I can't be alone with my own thoughts. Like if you see me throughout my everyday day, I've just got my AirPods in and there's constantly sound moving through my head.
Yeah.
Because if I sit still with my own thoughts for too long, it's like bad things are going to happen.
Have you heard that? I don't know what the concept comes from, but like the more that you try to avoid something or avoid thinking, like the bigger it gets and the more. It's like I found with like I don't drink, so every time I go on stage, there's no alcohol whatsoever.
Yeah.
And I got over my nerves. It took a while, but I got over my nerves fairly quickly. But there's people who've been around longer than me that have trouble with the nerves still because they get super drunk before they get on stage. They never learn to face it down.
I was one of those people to start with.
Good now.
I'm pretty heavy on the waters now at Kings.
I've never seen you drunk at a gig.
Yeah, no. When I first started, probably first 6 months, it was just it turned into a bad routine, and it was like 2 beers before I got on stage every gig. It turned into a bad routine and an expensive routine.
It's
fucking,
up,
it's like $20 at a gig if you got 2 beers.
Doing 2 gigs. That's $60
exactly.
You know?
Plus fuel and shit.
But did you feel at the time that you needed that to get up and do it?
Yeah. I don't think I could have got up there without any confidence in me.
My very first one, I was Fiona McGarry's call ages ago. So I invited a bunch of people.
Yep.
And I invited like half my army mates.
Yeah, okay.
My entire set was army shit. But one of them, like, just before I got on stage, shoved the drink in my hand and I drank it. And then, I felt really sick. And I'm going to throw up. And then I think I did it one other time, and then the rest of the time it's just been...
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Were you ever a drinker? Or
no, I mean, obviously when I was young, I got on the piss a fair bit. I got on the piss a fair bit. But I started doing Muay Thai in the army. And then I stopped smoking and cut the drinking. I wasn't very fit as a soldier.
Yep.
Until I started doing that, and then it picked up very quickly.
Yeah, sweet.
But yeah, I just never really did that. I know how deep you want to get on these podcasts.
You can go as deep as you want.
We take left turns all the time.
Yeah.
I see a lot of blokes get out of the military and then they just drink all the time, all day.
Yeah.
Because I never really did that. I never had that same. I never really fell into it.
Is that a thing where they're in the army, they have this structure, this is what you have to do, and then they come out and they're like, it's open to do whatever, don't know what to do, or
yeah, it's kind of like it's a bit of a show. I did 10 years. I was quite significant length of time.
Yeah.
Even the 4 years, like the minimum period, still, especially if you join at 17, you don't know anything else. Like this is what you know now, and then all of a sudden it's gone.
Yeah, for sure.
So they talk about like self-discipline a lot, or discipline, but it's not quite accurate. I remember reading this. A bloke called Dane Christensen runs a Survive to Thrive Nation, so veterans organisation. So something along the lines of like it's not really that. Like we're told this is PT time. This is when we're doing this lesson. You have to be here. You have to be dressed in this.
Yeah.
So it's always given to us, and then you get out, and then all of a sudden that's not there anymore.
You're
now completely autonomous, and you're not used to it. You don't know.
Yeah.
It's a shock to the system, and
yeah, for sure.
I feel like there's a parallel with like people that spend time like in prison or whatever, and like it's so structured, and then they get out and they're like, I don't know what to do, just crime and get back into prison.
Yeah, it would be probably similar to that. It's like I've heard a similar thing with like FIFO workers. Like they'll fly away and they'll just be there, and they'll have nothing else to do at the end of the night, like after dinner, than to have a couple of beers and stuff, and then they come home for their 1 week off or whatever it is, and then same deal. They're like,
that's the routine.
Exactly.
We thrive on routine as human beings, and that's what you're used to, and it makes sense, eh?
Yeah, exactly. So that I never realized there was a minimum like sign on for like was it the army you were part of? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sweet. So you have to do 4 years.
It depends on your job. So the average is 4 years. I was infantry, so 4 years minimum. So basically it's like we're going to spend this much money training you, so we want to get this much use out of you.
Right. Okay.
So if you go in, I think as like a cook or a QE, which is like a storeman.
Yep. Okay.
I think it's only 1 year.
Right.
But that was like if a pilot or an officer is like 6-8 years.
Yeah. Okay.
Some of the officers will do like a degree through ADFA. And so they have they get the degrees free, they pay a cent for it, but then you have to give back that degree to the military. So it's again 6-8 years.
Right. Okay.
So, you want to make sure you want to be in the army.
100%.
Because at the time, like even though, like you still get paid to do that, right? So they pay for your degree, and then you get paid to give your time back as well.
Yeah. Well, you got a guaranteed job when you come. I wasn't an officer; I was just enlisted.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, so not fair view.
Yeah. Yeah. So what was that? Sorry, you weren't an officer.
I went in. There's two streams. So you can go in as an officer.
Okay.
Or just go in the enlisted stream.
Okay.
I've heard some people will go in as an officer, but they're like managers.
Right.
So they want to do all the shooting and stuff. That's us. That's the enlisted stream. That's,
okay.
The hands-on.
Yeah. Okay.
The tools, but that's sort of a step back, and you're in charge of the whole thing.
Kind of planning.
You see it to a smaller degree as you go up through the ranks in the enlisted.
Yeah.
Again, a lot of blokes they get promoted, and they have trouble letting go of being on the tools, and just stepping back and letting the boys. And just giving the direction.
Yeah. Okay. So you're in there for 10 years. So how young were you?
I was old when I joined, man. I
True.
I started off as a choco, like a reservist.
Okay.
I was 23, I went into that, and then I was working as a chef. I fucking hated it.
Yeah. That's crazy that 23 is old in that.
It's a bit of a dichotomy. So when I went to the reserves, I did my training and I did Kapuka twice because I didn't do all my training as a reservist. I only did half of it. But I was quite young. Yeah. Like a lot of the blokes going through were like 30 plus, and there were a lot of cops and a few uni students. Okay. Because it's just like 1 day a week.
Yeah.
One a week. It's not much. I signed on to go full time. I remember I went casual at work. I asked my sergeant, how do you go full time? He goes, just drink a big cup of cement and go upstairs and fill in this AC 726 whatever form. Yeah. And I filled it all out. Heard nothing whatsoever for like 6 months. What the fuck's going on?
Really? Okay.
I gone casual. I told my housemate I was going to be moving out at some point.
Yeah.
He's like, you told me you were moving out. What's
yeah. She's like, 6 months ago. You just fuck off. But then my sergeant rang up one day and goes, pack your shit, you leave on Monday. It was like a couple of days' notice.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But I went through, because I did basic training as a reserve. I didn't do any of the infantry specific.
Yeah.
So when I joined so I can't say the real army. My reserve mates will get the shits with that, but whatever. But I went to the real army. It was the other way around. So instead of being the youngest, I was 24 when I went through, and I was like one of the oldest. Yeah, okay. Like there's like 17, 18-year-olds. Yeah. They're just straight out of school, like just straight into this whole completely different world.
Yeah, 100%.
And I've been through it once before, so I kind of knew it was coming. It's just 3 times as long.
Okay.
It was funny for the first week because I just aced everything, and then I was like, fuck, there's like 13 weeks of this shit to go.
Okay.
Yeah, because I knew it already, but
yeah.
Was it a requirement? Like you had to do it again?
Yeah, if I'd done all the training as a choco, I would have gone over. But I'm glad I did it the way I did, because if a part-time soldier ends up in the full-time army in an infantry battalion, but they haven't done the same level of training as the blokes and that gets, you'll cop it, and you'll never ever be allowed to forget it. So
right,
I was the same as them. I just had my PM keys, like a serial number.
Okay,
mine was lower than what my peers was, just because of that.
All right.
Yeah.
So 23 to 33 then, I'm guessing, 10 years?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. That's it's a big stint. Big stint.
Yeah. I got injured the same reason I got out, so it otherwise would have stayed in for life.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I was just about to post down Kapuka and be a section commander and train the recruits.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. All right. And you're telling me, I think we were talking about it at some point. Again, I don't know how many discussions we've had without Adrian here. So
that's where I was going.
Did you say you've been away 3 times?
Yeah, 3 times. Yeah,
okay. Do you want to talk about any of those? Any crazy stories?
Well, you just ask questions, I guess, is the best way to talk. But I suppose the 3 I did was...
Yeah, where'd you go first?
Timor-Leste first up. That was 2010.
Okay.
I wasn't supposed to go to that. I was...
How did that happen then? Cleaning out the plane and stuff.
I did Kapuka.
I got on the wrong bus like you.
And then I did my infantry training down in Singleton, and then I got posted to Canberra for a couple of months. Okay. And then we were all supposed to go get posted there to our battalions at a certain point, but they picked 3 of us to go to... I went to 8-9 area. Right. They picked 3 of us to go up early, so 2 for Alpha Company, 1 for Bravo, and I was the Bravo Company one.
Okay.
And the Timor trip was already up. We hadn't left yet. But... Alpha was already ready to go. It was all set. Yeah. Bravo, they cut it in half. So they gave Alpha 4 months and us 4 months. Bravo 4 months.
Right.
So I had to do all the admin and prep for it, but I wasn't going. I was just going through the motions.
Yep,
but then they changed the manual like less than a week out.
Yeah, right.
They make you all do that just like as an in case thing?
Just to make sure, like in case someone drops out, gets hurt, something happens at home, they can't go.
Okay.
Things like that. Which happens occasionally, so yeah. But all of a sudden I was going again on like 4 days now. This is my whole life.
Yeah. Sounds like it, eh?
So that one, that was only a 4 month trip, but that was actually my first ever trip overseas ever, my whole life.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Okay. That was 24, 25 by the time that happened, yeah.
Pretty fucking crazy first trip. I still haven't been overseas yet, so it's still a chance for me. And then where was the second one?
Second one was Afghanistan. That was 2012.
Yeah, okay.
So I knew I had a lot of notice for that one.
Yeah.
Right. More than 4 days.
Yeah, like 6 months or something.
Okay.
It's like when you sign the full-time papers.
I've had things like I've come back from I did the overland track in Tassie, and then I got on the plane to come back to Queensland, got off the plane like 8 o'clock at night, and there's a voicemail from my sergeant going, make sure you're ready to go for field tomorrow morning. I was like, fuck.
All right.
It's just, it's like
it
that.
sounds like a pretty like chaotic life in regards to that sort of stuff.
Like unstructured, super unstructured, but then it is like in this super structured environment.
Yeah.
It's organised chaos. It's, I guess it sums it up here.
Yeah.
It's like they rely on people to be like free to
I guess you have to be.
They own you.
Yeah,
like, you can't if you refuse to go unless you got got a good reason, like you missed out a baby or someone like is critically sick or something like that. You've got to go. It's in the contract.
Yeah,
they can kick you out for refusing. So.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So Afghanistan. So you got 6 months' notice, and then how long were you over there for?
I was over there for just shy of 6 months. So at the 6 month mark on a deployment, you get what's called either Rockall or Rockfor.
Okay.
So it's you get like 2 weeks off. So you go back to Australia, you can go overseas.
Right.
We were there for 5 months, well, 3 days short of getting it.
Oh, yeah. Right.
But what determines how long you were there for? Like they say, all right, we're done.
Just the that's it. It's planned from the start, so you know what the rotation is.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
So we get told before we even leave, like you're gonna be here for this long.
Yeah.
Unless something drastic happens, but then you still got to get replaced by the next unit.
Right.
Anyway,
yeah, for sure. Is there a like a standard deployment or everything?
I've done 3, and all 3 were different. So
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy. And then obviously, I'm assuming Iraq was the last one, seeing as we've already covered 2.
Yeah. Iraq. Most of my jokes that I've written, I've got 1 about Afghanistan and 4 or 5 about Iraq.
Yeah.
We were just training the Iraqis over there to go and fight. We say ISIS, they call it Daesh.
Yeah. Okay.
It's pretty cool. I quite like the Iraqis. Much different to the Afghans. But they're just cheeky motherfuckers. And I mean, like, there's that joke I tell. It's like, we got told, very devout. Don't have sex before marriage. They don't drink, but you go over there like, oh yeah, Baghdad, whiskey. Like it's true. that's actually legit.
Yeah.
I've got a photo kicking around. There's a guy called, his name was Yusef.
Okay.
And that's probably on my phone, I'm pretty sure. He's just finished training his unit, and they're having their parade to pass out.
Yeah.
And for us, we have the training team, and then we'd have my section was the security, so both internal and external.
Yep.
And he came out to the cordon one day. It's like, what are you doing here, Yusef? You're going to be in there. And he's like, his English was pretty good. Okay. He used to call me John Cena. So he'd be like, he'd be like, John Cena. He came out and I'm like, what are you doing, mate? And he's like, last night in Baghdad, I got the whiskey, and then I punched the general's son.
Holy shit.
And then the general was on the parade ground. So
he's like, I'm staying over here.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
He was funny.
Yeah.
Punched the general's son.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah, I love it.
And then you got out after that.
I was in for a little bit after that, so it's like it's a shit story. I got out, man.
Oh, right, okay.
Oh,
you said you got injured, right?
Yeah, I got injured.
Yeah.
Had a few issues, and then it all just sort of piled up, and just went.
Yeah, okay.
So I think I wound up making coffee for a bit.
Making coffee?
But like a section commander to fucking barista.
Yeah.
And then I think I wound up in the RPs, which is like the MPs, but much smaller scale. Like we purchased tell people not to park there. That's
Oh,
our
right.
job.
Okay. Yeah.
And we had a mascot, like a ram, marina ram, fucking kind of a thing. Man, it broke two of this guy's ribs.
True. Just ramming it?
Stand the ram, just fucking. His name is John McCarther, the 7th. It's up to like the 8th or 9th now. But
yeah, right.
that's probably even wrong. I'm probably the 4th fucking. Okay. The RSM here is going to lynch me, but we had to retire one. Then we got another one in that was younger, but it was worse.
Yeah, right. So what'd you do after that?
I worked in insurance for a little bit at Suncorp. I was recoveries. I can't remember the title. It's pretty long.
Yeah.
Recoveries and settlements consultant.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds fancy.
That was just a fancy way of saying ring this person up and tell them that was money.
Yeah. Okay. That's whenever I look at new
insurance
jobs,
debt collector.
No. Whenever I look at new jobs and stuff, just the titles always scare me too much to even apply for anything. I'm like, I could never be a fucking broom technician or some shit. Like, broom technician. Like, just simplify it.
Yeah. Tell me what I actually do. It's all about the title, though. Like, so many people are like, this is my title.
I know. Yeah. So many people are heavy on the title.
Sanitary engineer, garbage man.
100%. Yeah, my last job was pretty heavy on, like, titles, like who was what and stuff. And I'm like, at the end of the day, I'm a fucking cabinet maker that builds cabinets. I don't give a fuck. So you jumped into insurance then. Was that a hard transition?
It was weird because I was I started off like I was on the dole for ages, then went to chefing. That for 5 years. That was that sort of environment, like high pace, high stress. Then the military for 10 years, which was a mix of like boring as fuck and like it's crazy. And then insurance. So it was just like the office I didn't like it. Everyone like I was so used to the army infantry specifically, chain of command, and like my team leader. Like the equivalent of the section commander for me. Like everyone was like friends with her, and it's like it's weird. Like that doesn't make sense.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're just like people would be too. They'd politely ask you to do things, not just tell you.
Yeah. Like that. It's not straightforward. There's like all tiptoeing around. Stuff. I get it.
And then I had issues. My back's pretty messed up.
Yeah.
I'm doing a lot better with it now, but I couldn't sit at the desk like all day, every day.
Okay.
Because I come home like 2-3 nights in, I was just crippled. My girlfriend was like with the massage the shit out of me.
Right.
I couldn't move and then just get worse, progressively worse.
The worst,
yeah, 100%. I sneezed on the driveway today and it fucked me. Because I was holding our youngest son and I sneezed and Nikita was standing beside me and I'm like, you need to fucking take him right now. I don't know what's just happened.
You shit his pants.
And I just had to like stretch it out for like fucking
the worst.
2 minutes on the driveway. I would have looked like an idiot to anyone driving past.
Rolling around.
Maybe if they were under 30, but those.
I get that.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Since I stopped working, I was like so scared now. Like everything, like I just so much weaker than like when I was working every
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's like you're not using the muscles and that.
Yeah.
Like, I guess I'm the same now that I'm off the tools and in the office. Like if I go on a delivery or something one day,
it's fucked.
Yeah, I'm wrecked.
Yeah.
But speaking about back issues, this is completely off topic. We'll jump back into that in a sec. Nikita, my wife, has developed this. I don't know how she does it, but she gets me to lay on the edge of the bed and just like let my neck go all floppy, and she does like that chiropractor like twist thing. It scares the fuck out of me every time she does it. But she gets it every time. She's like, I think I'm going to be a chiropractor. I'm like, I don't think that's how that works.
This is how you get trained. Well, you hear Rogan rant about chiropractors all the time. So good.
Yeah.
I mean, if it works, it works.
It makes me feel better, but then some days it's really sore, and I'm like, is it because she's doing that? Like it's making it worse?
It feels super sketchy. Imagine you go to your doctor and you're like, so we've been doing this, right? Where I lie on the bed, make my neck go all floppy, and then they twist it. Yeah, maybe don't do that.
I think I found like, because I got injuries as well, what seems to work the most is like just don't stop. As soon as you stop and go, I got to sit down because I'm injured. Like it's,
For sure.
Obviously, don't go and smash like 200 freaking kilo bicep curls or some shit. But movement and using the injury, like the more I exercise, the better my back is, the better my shoulder is, the better my knee is. But if I stop, then it all just goes.
Yeah. So I realized that as well. So I've had like fuck knees since I was probably, I don't know, 13, 14.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
And every time I'd hurt them playing footy or basketball or doing anything, like I only found out what was wrong with them maybe 5 or 6 years ago. And it's some sort of ACL injury. I've got the write-up somewhere on my laptop. But they don't want to operate on this specific injury until I'm like way older because
there's like a thing where they got to replace something that needs to be replaced again.
Something like that. So they're like, if you can live with it for another 10 years or so, would suggest you do that. If you get to the point where you can't move, then come see us.
Critical.
But basically if I try and do a sprint or something, it just feels like a fucking rubber band just gets like let off on the inside of my knee. Like I can feel the snap.
Do you swim?
Nah, I've thought about it because they say that's like good on joints and shit, hey?
I blew my knee out like real bad.
Yeah.
For like weeks. Like I have a manual car. I was like, fuck, I sold my car. I was freaking out.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. But I couldn't really walk too well. I couldn't really do much in the gym. I could do like a bit of upper body, but that's it. But I just started, I was going to the pool like once a week. I was just starting to do it. But I switched, so I started going to the pool like every day. And like it's like you can exercise everything, and there's no crazy
resistance.
Like there's resistance, but it's not like painful and dangerous, and it's really good. Like my injuries felt great. Yeah, you know, when I was in the knee, had a bit of dramas, but it was better than it had been for ages. And
I have thought about that, but I guess it comes down to me being lazy and also
where's the closest pool you could go do it at though? Is it probably
Bethania or Beenleigh, one of them. But the issue is I start work early, so it's like they're not open before I go to work.
Yeah.
And then after work,
jump the fence, mate.
Yeah.
After
work,
I was going to have a dig at you.
What? Go.
You got to work. You got to get work one day a week anyway.
Shut the fuck up. I'm a bit slack. Got a lot going on. But yeah, anyway, how you were saying it feels better to work out your back and things like that. With my knee, I spent so many years not wanting, I'd just elevate it with a heat pack or an ice pack or something. And then like I eventually...
How do you know if you need heat or ice?
So that's another weird thing. So the doctors recommend, it's the same thing, I get really bad migraines.
Yeah.
Like to the point my vision just goes black. And I just got to lay in a dark room. And with my migraines and my knee, the doctors are like, ice it. But for whatever reason, it feels better for me to heat pack it.
Okay.
So it's probably not the best thing for it, but it relieves the pain.
It's like that weird thing where it's like you have a mosquito bite, right? And it feels good to itch it, but you shouldn't itch it because it's like making it worse.
Yeah, 100%. I hate that shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, back to the fucking injuries. I started doing like not heavy leg exercises, but I was like, it killed for maybe the first 3 to 4 weeks. And then after that, I was like, fuck, my knee's feeling like good.
It's just like build all the muscles up
around
the injury. Stabilize it better.
For sure.
Yeah,
I think that's what it was.
I don't want another fucking physio, but
sounds like you are. I'm taking your advice.
Oh, okay. I'm broke, so don't sue me when you fuck it up. But,
Oh fuck, I'm broke as well. So you were my exit strategy.
If you're broke, isn't that the best time to get sued? You're like, this is what I got.
I take photos. There's OnlyFans. We can work something out, man.
Oh fuck. How's your whole photography thing going?
It's going really well, man.
Yeah.
So
I'm pretty stoked that you're. So, Kris, basically, I don't know how you get around everywhere you do. Is anyone using this cup?
No, go for it.
But Kris is basically at every gig from Brisbane to fucking... Where you go? Maroochydore, Lismore.
Yeah.
And he just does, like, for so long, he's been doing, like, free gig photography and shit. And now you're just starting to set up as a...
I'm just starting to charge for it now.
Cool. Yeah.
So it started out... Like, I wasn't never a photographer. No one ever taught me how to use the camera. I just picked it up one day and started shooting. It's kind of like the army.
Fucking ass.
Oh, settle down, mate.
And then I just bought like a shitty...
Sorry.
That bad.
Sorry.
Got some fucking Easter egg.
No, it's
I'd like to use some
good.
nootropic, but it's...
I don't know who thought chocolate beer was a fucking good idea.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
No, it's not for me.
double
I reckon Ash would fucking cream his pants over
I think he would love it.
Send him a bottle.
No way.
But yeah, you started with what?
So I started just taking a couple of photos on my phone. And then I bought like just a cheap, shitty digital camera. I think it was... I still got it. I haven't used it for ages. It's Canon Short Shot 540X, I think it is.
Yeah.
Endorsement should pay me.
Yeah.
He was like cheap, shitty camera endorsement.
It takes great photos for a bit. I did it right. Like it takes better photos on the phone, but the settings are quite limited. So, but you got a little bit of things like there's some ISO, there's a little bit of range for your f-stops and stuff like light that comes in.
Right.
And you can get better photos than what the average Joe can get on his phone with a bit of practice.
Okay.
But then I got all right with that. So I was talking to a bloke down at Lismore the first time, Mick Smith is a videographer.
Okay.
And he said, there's this camera, it's like called GH5. It's been around for a while. Well, there's a GH6 now, so it's,
Yeah, right.
I don't have it. But, yeah, so I'll give that a crack because he does a lot of video stuff with one, but it's great for the photos too. It's a good starting point. And it just so happened that when I got one, it was 50% off.
Oh, nice. Because isn't that the best way to buy like tech shit? It's like wait for the new shit and then buy it. Whatever the last generation is.
Yeah, because I've noticed a lot of people that film podcasts and shit like that have like cameras like that.
Like what's down there?
Yeah.
These vlogging cameras are there, I think.
Is it? What's the difference? See, that's the thing. I know nothing about this shit.
I'll still learn as I go. Like this is apparently good for your vlog or vlog or whatever you call it.
Yeah.
Vlogs.
Did you say vlogs?
Nah,
Vlogs. You fucking vlogs.
Yeah.
just a chance for a cheap dig at someone.
Yeah. No, every chance.
Got nothing against content creators whatsoever because I am one now.
Yeah. I'm allowed to hate on you now because I am one.
I grabbed this and it's just like it's. When I first saw, I'm like, I can't, like, it just looked like this huge chunk of like, sophisticatedness that I couldn't figure out. But over time, I started got on Udemy and just started studying like courses on like this specific camera.
Yeah, okay.
And then like just like basic photography techniques and just started to implement them.
Yeah, sweet.
And then I got good enough of that and I started working on like Lightroom. I always said Lightroom for some stupid reason. So I can get like decent like color editing, and then again like I started off terrible, but I'm getting some pretty good stuff out now.
Yeah. The stuff you've been sending me lately is fucking
good. Yeah.
You've jumped leaps and bounds since the first.
I've put the work. I've put a lot of work into it.
100%.
So that's where I've gotten there. I still got a lot to learn. Like I'm just starting on Photoshop now.
Yeah.
So I haven't done it much yet. I've made one not demo, but like a example of like Cam standing. So I took a picture of him with this like really skateboard. And then I sort of made I just cropped that out and made into like a poster of upcoming gear, like just as an example one.
Yeah, sweet.
So stuff like that I'm starting to do. Like we're doing a comedy tour soon, so I'm gonna make all the posters for that as well.
Yeah, nice.
Just finding the opportunities to do it and then get good enough at it that then I can justify saying, hey, I'll do this for you for on the cheap to start with, and then when I'm good enough I can charge an actual proper price.
Yeah, that's the that's the scary jump to put a number towards what you're doing.
I just started doing it. So with the gigs at the moment, I don't know if there's advertising or not. I'm gonna be away for a month, but at the moment I'm charging $50 for gig photography for the showrunners. So you get 30 photos for that. Yeah, so if you have 10 comics, it's 3 each. Yeah, you put 25 comics in your lineup, and it's you get one each to a few randoms. Yep. I don't do three photos per comic unless you want me to charge a lot more.
Yeah, that's fair enough
because it's time and editing and that as well. But yeah, I've done 3 of those now.
Yeah, sweet.
And
it's pretty good.
They're happy with it. And then I'll take photos around the gig. So if it's just a gig that I'm on, I've been taking photos and I'll pick like the best handful. Yep. And I'll give like 2 watermark ones out for free. And I'll say you can have, like I got 5, you can have them all in that watermark for, I think $5 last one.
Yeah.
And like half the people were like, hey man, you should charge way more than that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I will charge a little bit more.
It's interesting though, because you feel like your level's not good enough. But if other people are saying like, it's good enough, then like be confident that it's good enough.
Yeah.
I'm getting a lot of girls. I haven't had anyone say it's like, oh, you're a shit. Just fucking quit.
$5.
Yeah. No, it's fucking. You're definitely doing a good job. And I even said to you when you sent me some photos this week, it's good that you're starting to put your watermark on it, so that people aren't just fucking taking advantage.
People are still posting it with the watermark as well.
I saw a couple.
I'm totally fine with that because it's just
as long as it links back to you, that's fine. Yeah, it's free advertising.
I did move the watermark up the photo a little bit so people could just
yeah.
But I want to crop out like half their head as well.
Just put it like
straight across there,
straight through the middle of the photo, diagonally.
That's really annoying. One that like crisscrossed all through the whole. It's just one. So I'm happy for people to share as long as my name's on it.
Yeah.
Or if they pay for it, they can do whatever they want with it. So
no, it's always good because I fucking hate setting my phone up to like either take photos of me on stage or record myself because I normally record myself and then I just take screenshots.
Oh yeah, so that's how you get your photos.
Yeah, that's how I normally get my photos.
Yeah, like a screen capture.
Exactly.
But different.
And I just hate awkwardly setting my phone up in the room in front of the crowd and stuff because
you have to do it before you right before you get up.
I normally do it. The person before me, I normally find a spot somewhere in the room, set it up.
Yeah,
and I know nobody's. It's just my head. I know nobody's probably thinking this,
No,
but
they
I'm
probably
like,
all are.
I'm like, everyone in the crowd's probably thinking, look at this cocky dickhead just setting his phone up to record his set so he can put it on the fucking Instagram for everyone. And I'm like, I just want to see.
I'm not doing it.
I just want to watch myself bomb again.
You just address it every time. I didn't set this up for Instagram, all right?
Yeah, I'm that good that I'm that confident I'm going to make you laugh.
Exactly.
They love confidence, man.
Yeah,
I think I said bombing. When I first started with comedy, I'm used to the military, so you like do rehearsals as much as like as close to the thing as you can get. So I printed out off I just went on Pixabay, just printed out 5 free stock photos of random people's heads.
Yeah, okay.
So I got three blokes and 2 chicks.
Yeah.
And none of them, I think that one of the chicks is slightly smart, the rest are all just
Okay, dead faced.
so just dead face, not a single laugh. So I used to call it my bombing simulator.
True. That's sick.
So but I had to do that because when I first started, I would look like here and there and just no connection
Right,
above everyone's head.
Yeah.
But then I started to I would tell the joke to the photo and then I'll switch. And then I'll like put one of the guys and girls together and make a couple joke here and just try and work on some crowd work. And
do you think that you're like aware to do that?
Yeah.
Do you think it helped you?
I think it helped. One of my mates was like, "Oh, you're a dickhead," but I think it legit helped. So
there's there's some crazy shit out there, but as long as it helps you, then that's sweet. Because
Yeah,
I reckon I would do that, and I'd look at it and I'd be like, "Well, it's just something I printed out." Like,
no, you know what would happen? I'd film you in there. Like, look at this dickhead.
Yeah. How long have you been doing comedy now?
So my first ever gig was February 2019.
Oh, right.
Nice.
Okay.
And then nothing
Okay.
until June just gone.
Right.
Okay,
So
right.
brutal. Okay.
So I counted as less than a year.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm exactly the same. So I had my first stint in February 21.
2019.
Yeah, February 21, and I had 3 gigs, I think it was, and then nothing until November.
What happened? Just lose a nerve at no time? Or?
Long story short, I was running my own business at the same time, and it was just
time poor.
It just wasn't working because I'd be trying to write jokes or trying to drive to a gig, and I'd just be thinking about how am I going to pay my bills tomorrow because fucking I need to line up this job, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So then November, I finally got enough of it, and I was like, well, this isn't really what I want to do in life. Like, this shit's what I want to chase. So I gave up the business and got a full-time job.
Yeah.
And fucking haven't looked back.
Fuck
yeah. So
you're at a lot. Like I remember for a while there, you were like every gig I'd rock up the Gold Coast, you'd be there, and then like everywhere I went. So you were a fair bit.
I like to be everywhere.
Yeah, and you just opened your own room. Yeah.
Well, it hasn't started yet.
Good.
So, but it's going pretty good. I think we got like 15 tickets left, which is
nice,
pretty crazy. So I just had
on it. How many? Like, did you get to set how many?
Yeah, so I've got it. So the venue and I have worked out a couple of ways we can set up the room. So the first allocation, I guess, is 60 people.
Yeah.
Then if that sells out, we're going to look at 80.
If you sell these 15 tickets, are going to like reissue and change it?
Yeah, if we sell the 60, then we can jump up to 80, and if we fill that, we can maximum they'll do is 100, and that's apparently squishy.
Like packed.
Yeah.
Well, no, what I meant was if you sell these 15 tickets you have left, are you going to bump it up and like try and say,
I don't know. I'll have to see where we're at. I'm thinking
do it, ride the train.
Yeah,
we just had this conversation where you got to charge.
I'm thinking purely for the monetary value.
I don't even think for that. I think take it for the momentum that like this.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Yeah, that's exactly what Nikita said as well. She's like, this is the first one, so like, do you think you're going to get this many on the next one and ride that wave? But tossing up a few ideas. But I think on this first one, definitely we'll just keep bumping it until we max the place out, hopefully.
That's so cool.
But I mean, it's only 2 weeks away now, so we'll see how we go. But the venue's doing a big push this week apparently on it. So
the venue's helping out with the marketing and that.
Yeah. So
I've heard a lot of people go, the menu, they just don't do nothing.
That was the issue I had with trying to land a room is a lot of the venues just wanted to cover themselves and
that's it.
Yeah, which obviously they need to do as a business. You need to make sure you're covered. But this venue, they were just happy to basically let me come in, do whatever I wanted to do, however I wanted to do it, and they just said, let us know what you need us to do, and
nice.
we'll jump on board. So
a bit more.
And did,
So down in Mexico, they do these shows, right?
So if you want those last 15 tickets, jump on board.
No worries. I found like I was saying before, I'm away for a month. We'll come back. We're doing got a group of us together. Yeah, we're doing a small comedy tour just in North Queensland.
True. Who's on that?
Me, Cam Standen. I can never say his name. Jack Jakovic.
Yep.
Brett Kelly, James Connell, and Kyle Farron.
Yeah, nice.
So
sweet.
It's a first hit out.
Yeah.
So we're only doing 4, but I remember like going to one and talk to the venues, like someone like, oh yeah, come and do this, we'll give you like this much and we're going to give you food or something.
Yeah.
Like one venue's like, oh, okay, you can do that, but you got to pay us like $5,000 and then you can have your show, and it's just like
that's the thing. Yeah.
It's the first time, none of us have done this before, so it's we can't just do that.
Yeah. There was a few venues I spoke to just to do. So obviously this show I'm doing is like a curated show.
Yeah, for sure.
But some of the places I was going to up in the city, I was like, I just want to do an open mic night once a week. We'll get a couple of newcomers come and practice their shit, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, yeah, okay, you can hire out our room for $1,500 a week. And I'm like...
And then spend all the other money you spend to run an open mic and make that money.
Yeah. I'm like...
Trying to bleed me dry.
Yeah, I'm like, most open mics, we're lucky to get fucking 20 people in the door. Like, and that's a good night.
Like maybe the new market's usually relatively full, but I've been to some, especially you the same, performing. I think I've performed to 2 people before.
Yeah. I've performed to no people before, other than the comedians. Yeah.
Just try to do new stuff, I guess.
That's pretty heavy. It's I hear a lot of people say that when they're like, oh, there's no crowd, so I'm going to try my new stuff. But
you need the crowd to make sure the new stuff works.
There's that, and I'm also pretty like, I guess, set in my ways. Like I know my set.
I know you've heard this, but you're going to listen to it again.
I've actually gotten a little bit cruisier with it. I think we touched on this the other week with Josh. I've gotten a little bit cruisier with it, veering off from my script. But I know my set before I leave the house. And I practice it on the drive there, and then that's it. Whereas I can't get to the venue and be like, oh, there's 3 people here, so scrap that. I'll just try this new shit because it'll just fuck with my head.
My kind of theory on that, like, I got this idea because I watched the Damien Power thing on YouTube one day, and he was saying how he did it. I think it was in Sydney. He did a show in Sydney, and there was one dude. And this is like a full headline, 60-minute show. And he's like, oh, fuck it, we're doing the whole hour. So just this one dude, and then he took me out for dinner afterwards.
That's sick.
But like it doesn't matter if you're doing like 100 people or 1,000 people or 10 people. Like it shouldn't matter. You shouldn't put in more effort for the 1,000 people because that's not fair on the 10 people that have rocked up to this little open mic to support.
Exactly. Yeah, I had a little chat to myself probably 3 to 4 months in. Because I was pretty. I don't know if I was like devastated about it, or I don't know how to explain it, but there was a long trot there where I was doing some of the low end rooms, and there was literally maybe 3 to 10 people at every gig, and I was like, this fucking sucks. Like, I don't know if I'm good or like, because a lot of the time you're just speaking into the void and no one's acknowledging you. And then I just had to like have a little chat to myself, and I'm like, well, that's 3 people that wouldn't have heard you fucking this time last year. And I'm like, so just keep fucking pushing through. And then, and then
like really talk to those, like I find like eye contact and like bring them in, you know, like get them involved and get them emotional. If that makes any sense, you know? Yeah.
Someone pulled me to the side one night because I was in a room and the crowd, it was a weird room. And for whatever reason, the stage pointed out like in front of you, but most of the people sat to the left because they didn't want to be spoken to by the comedians. So they thought they were hiding. So I was just doing the normal thing. You're standing on the stage, you're looking outright. So I'm basically just performing to the other comedians. And then when I got off, the room runner pulled me to the side and he's like, just because they're sitting over there doesn't mean you can't fucking like turn the entire thing over to them and just start going at them. And like since then I've started like just going wherever like I'll watch the acts before me. And hopefully I'm not first, but I'll see where like the laughter's coming from in the room, and I'll just play to like that because I know I'm heavy on the harder someone laughs at like my first little joke. I'm like, okay, I can breathe now and I can just keep going.
Gets like confidence boost.
I had a fucking Oh,
that noise.
I had a bad night on Thursday.
Oh, really?
Have you ever done I'll premise this. Great room runner. I love Dean. Manos. Manos, I think it is.
I've never done the coast.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know Dean, but I've never done his room yet.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So we've been trying to tee this up since November last year, but either I was busy or he'd already booked out the room, blah, blah, blah. And it's a paid gig. So it was my first proper paid gig.
Nice.
I've had little $10 gigs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that's always nice. But this was I'm getting paid proper money for a good 10 minutes of comedy. And I'm like, fuck yeah, this is sick.
Made it.
Yeah. And he sends you an email before and he goes, it's at Main Beach on the coast. Yeah. So most of the crowd is upmarket rich people. He's like, from previous experiences, they don't get too into the dirty stuff, but sometimes they can. Or he worded it something like that.
I think if you can get their trust, they'll take it. But if they don't like it, they'll be like, yeah, this is fucked.
So I was messaging Reed Willoughby, who's been on. Yeah. And he goes, fuck, I did it a couple of months ago. It was sick. They ate up all my dirty shit. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, I'll be sweet. He's got
some crazy jokes there.
Fuck, he's got some of my favourite jokes out there. Yeah. Just the awkwardness in the room.
Really?
Yeah. But funny awkwardness. Yeah. It's not just he doesn't just say outrageous shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, it's properly written.
Yeah. So I just fucking got up there and just ate a heavy bomb in front of everyone. I'm just thinking, I can't believe I'm getting paid for this right now.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
man, just go back again and
yeah,
it, bro.
Yeah. Fucking there was some heavy hitters on that lineup as well. So I was like, I want to fucking kill here.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe it was maybe you built it up in your head too much or something.
I think that could have been it as well.
Maybe it was you bombed yourself and then subsequently on
stage. You can't pick where you feel like it didn't go well. Obviously.
Yeah.
They
Did you get a video of it at all? Or?
Nah, I think I recorded it in my pocket, but I haven't listened back.
Oh, you can't.
Just do it, bro.
Yeah, that's something. That's something
I
need to get big on because if I'm not filming my set, I always have voice recorder on in my pocket.
Oh yeah,
and I need to start listening back to it, but it's it's so hard some nights. You don't want to relive it.
Yeah, but that's the nights that you really need to.
Yeah, that's what you need to listen to.
I filmed a couple and I went shit, man. I was like, oh fuck it, I'm not going to bother with the camera. I went to Lismore, fucking killed it.
Yeah.
Didn't video.
That's always it, hey. That's always it.
But yeah, the previous two, one was a total bomb, one was it was alright, but
yeah.
I think there was no laughs until the very last joke got laughs, but the rest of it was just crickets.
Yeah, okay.
And this was like, I'm not going to pack all my kit up and drive in, But yeah, every time it's just doing every time, no matter what. If it's good, it's good, and you can show people. If it's terrible, you can watch it yourself. You can reflect. You can find where you went wrong and what you can do better for the audience next time. Yeah,
because there was similar experience at Soapbox last Sunday. You were there.
Oh yeah.
Did you jump up that night?
No. I had one night. It wasn't those. It was Blimba. Actually, it was one I probably shouldn't have been up on. But it's between you. But someone didn't show up.
Yeah.
Or they had something happen. They weren't there, and it was like, oh, you do a quick five.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, that's
okay.
That'd be the other cool thing about just being there with your camera.
Yeah, well,
you could jump in as a late fill-in. Yeah,
and it wasn't like an open mic. It was like a 4 support acts and 1 headliner. The Dusty Richards show.
Yeah,
and then the first joke I said bombed. I was like, oh fuck. But then the rest is killed. And I was like, yes,
so good.
Yeah,
and I videoed it because I was videoing
everything.
Yeah. But it was a really good experience. It was the first time I've ever actually beyond except for the graduation show. And, I don't think I can't remember if I'd done the Raw or not backstage. But it was the first time I'd been in front of a big crowd.
Right.
That had been really warmed up as well. The previous.
It's good, eh?
Yeah, we had Cody Grimsey, Michael Cho, Gemma Bailey, and Shane Hunter.
Yeah.
And then I followed them.
Yeah.
So it was like, hi. Yeah. But yeah, obviously the crowd was well and truly warmed up, 4 really professional comics.
Yeah.
And then, so it was good. And we had Emma Zammit as the MC. But yeah, I had no idea what was going to happen. I was just there to film. That was the only thing I was doing.
Yeah.
It was a show that was beyond my current level of skill for comedy, but it went really well. I'm really glad it happened.
Yeah, for sure. Because I was going to say about Soapbox on Sunday. That was the first time I've done that room. and I was like, oh, I'm keen to do it. And I knew James Matthews was emceeing.
Oh, yeah.
And he's taken a little bit of break from comedy for maybe like 6 months or something. So the last time he saw me was when I was eating some pretty heavy dicks on stage. So like as soon as I knew he was emceeing, I'm like, because he's always been super nice and friendly to me, like sending me messages, like giving me advice after gigs and shit. Yeah. So I was like, fuck, I need to show him like how much further I've come and shit. Yeah. I get to the gig and there was maybe 4 or 5 people that weren't comedians there, and I'm like, no fucking way. But and I was first up as well, and I'm like, just everything was coming against me.
That's always pain.
But I got up and like it surprisingly felt okay up there. Like everyone was laughing at me, and I was like,
there's no dramas.
Hopefully they're laughing with me. I didn't have my dick out or something. But yeah, it was good. I was looking over at him, and he was giggling and shit, and I'm like,
yeah, nice.
Yeah.
I rocked up there one day. It wasn't like a contracted photography gig. I just rocked up to practice one day, and there was literally one dude. His name was Neil. I know this because everyone talked to him. But there was all comics and then Neil. And every single comedian like pretty much just sat on the corner of the stage and had a chat to Neil for 5 minutes, man. It was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
I think that'd be kind of cool. Like if you're like that dude, you're like,
yeah. Sometimes they can be super fun nights, and then sometimes it's not so fun. They have to be into it.
Yeah, he was into it, man. He loved it. Yeah.
Fuck yeah. That's sick. So photography is going to be sort of like your full-time gig, hopefully?
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of building to. So, over time, so photography and then trying to add in that sort of that media stuff.
Yeah, okay.
As I get good at it, like I'm not going to... I'll do some stuff for people to learn. I'll just give them that like free posters or whatever, but eventually I'll try and build it into something I can also add as a service. Yeah.
It takes so much fucking time, eh? Just to learn everything.
You just got to schedule it in like every day and go, that doesn't matter how I feel or what I'm doing. Like this, even if it's 30 minutes, whatever, just spend that 30 minutes on just focusing on that skill. Yeah. So I'll do for the like fitness, like up like every morning early, and it's like the gym's like, it's always that no matter how I feel. Yeah. And that's how you get constant with that or skills or anything like that. So just find the gaps. How
many gigs are you trying to get a week now?
Well, none at the moment because I'm going away. But, so I've just hit my 60th one, so I'm getting there.
Yeah, okay. So is that, 2 or 3 a week or something? Or
I was doing 3 a week at one stage. I did 4 1 week. That was a fair bit.
Yeah, that's I've had to reassess this week because I've done 3 weeks now of 3 gigs a week. Yeah. And it's just like, I think 2 is my comfortable limit, especially with like the podcast. And then editing the following night. Yeah, like there's 2 nights.
Editing. I don't know about podcasts, man, but editing anything, photos, video, it takes time, eh?
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. If like I'm starting to get quicker, I've got my little methods now. But if I told someone how long it takes me to do, they'd be like, "You're a fucking idiot." And I'm like, "Shut up,
leave me alone."
There's that, and like my storage on this is just fucking dog shit, so it's slow and But there's so many like cool things. Like setting up the other camera angles we're talking about before the podcast and shit like that I'd love to explore, but it's just like I don't know where to find that time and like effort, like, and money.
I suppose it depends on what you're going to do. Like if this is something that becomes like a business, so to speak, then you can start to like hire people to join up as a team. Or whatever. But just otherwise it's matter just finding people that just like doing podcasts.
Exactly. Yeah. It's
sharing the burden, so to speak.
For sure. Yeah. I just need to find like a good audio engineer or something.
Not me. Don't look at me.
Yeah.
Audio is my worst area in all of that.
Oh, really? Yeah. So Adrian went to uni. Or did you go to uni for that? Is that a uni?
Actually, it's a tech.
Yeah, he's
university educated.
And he's not editing my podcast, and he's not doing the audio for my shows.
Such a horrible.
What a dog!
What do you mean for your shows? Don't they have people there to do it?
No, Nikita's doing it.
What do you mean?
Nikita's doing the audio. I was gonna have to do it.
Oh, at the show, this show.
Yeah, at the show I'm doing.
I can help you do that. If you want. Like, I thought you meant like come with me to all of my gigs and like do the audio. Like, what do you mean?
I thought my own audio guy.
Someone said doesn't know someone that does it.
One of Westy's best friends at school. I don't know how it came up, but we found out that he's a pyrotechnic person, like fireworks and shit. And I'm like, I should just bring him around.
One of his friends.
one of Westy's friends. Oh, no. Okay. Westy's friend's dad.
Oh, okay. But he's like
there's
7 or whatever.
There's not just a 6-year-old going around with fireworks. I was I should bring him around to my gigs and just do fireworks behind me and shit.
Yeah.
Pyrotechnics.
Fuck yeah.
That'd be so cool.
It would be, but so many insurance
That
issues.
would be,
Actually, you're in insurance.
I was in insurance for collecting money for people who hit cars.
Yeah. He's who you would get the call from after you have your pyrotechnics.
Yeah, fleet recoveries.
Fuck yeah. So when did you... Because you're from Tassie?
Yeah, from Tassie.
Yeah, right. When did you make the big move? Or was that all part of the military?
Oh, no, I joined before that. So
okay.
I was 19. I think I got up here in 2003.
Okay.
And I had a mate.
Up to Queensland?
To Queensland, yeah.
Right.
I had a mate who, he come there. I met him in grade 3. I knew him all through school. And then he moved up here with his parents and that.
Yeah, right.
And I had like no job and living in Launceston, nothing going for me whatsoever.
Yeah.
And one day he rings me up. He's like, "Oh, hey man, you should just move to Queensland."
Yeah.
I was like,
Why not?
"Fuck it, I will." And so I did. Packed everything I owned in like a suitcase and then like a suitcase and a guitar.
Yeah. Okay.
But then everyone's like, "Oh, you'll be home within a month." It's been like 20 years now.
You'll be home in a month.
I love
show
support like
you
that,
wrong.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No escapes. It's end up in Brisbane and then I didn't have a job for ages, man. I was just on the dole. I worked at St Vinny's as like a work for the dole.
Yeah. Okay.
St Vinny's in Launton.
I never knew that was a thing until like a couple of weeks ago.
They paid me an extra $20 on the pension.
Yeah.
And then I got an actual job as an apprenticeship. I was just applying for everything. I got nothing. And then one day, like,
because isn't that part of being on, like, that is the thing, right?
you have
You're
to.
on, you have
to.
to. Like,
it's like X amount per week.
Yeah.
Depending on your circumstance, you got to go in. Not about now, but you have to go in like with a little sheet saying this and this and this and this.
Yeah.
And this. People just like forge that shit. And,
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. I've sent in this many applications
I
online.
applied for a job at Can't Get Any Worse podcast as sound engineer. Adrian.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Adrian was less than helpful.
Interviewed me.
It's I got an actual job. I landed a chef's apprenticeship, and so that paid pretty much. I think I paid. I think I also paid $20 extra in the dollar. It was fuck all, man.
Yeah.
I didn't realize this about the chef world until I was in it. But no one really interviews you. You just kind of rock up.
Yeah.
You have a chat with the head
Who
chef.
you know, what you know.
Not even that. They're just like, sweet. Here's a uniform. I didn't have a uniform. I had to wear this. It was like too small. And I was working like some stupid amount of hours a week, like 6 days a week. And I was getting home. I was living in Albany Creek. And there was no trains to Albany Creek. I had to go to Strathpine and ride my bike to Albany Creek at like fucking midnight. And then leaving at like 4 a.m. This dirty uniform. I would like try and wash and then put on wet. That was too small. But they just put me in the kitchen and then I was just washing dishes and making salad. But they liked me, so they kept me. And then I quit for a job that was closer to Albany Creek. It wasn't a restaurant. It was Tiffany's Specialty Cakes and Innovative Savouries.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
right.
got fired from that.
Oh, really? Because I couldn't do anything but wash dishes and make salad.
I wasn't even making salad. I was washing dishes.
Yeah.
It's a first year apprentice. But it was close. I could ride my bike.
Yeah, okay.
Fuck. I'm skipping. I'm going back a little bit. I got off the train once and some prick had stolen my bike from the train station. I'm like, I rang that dude I was living with. Like, you can just pick up midnight.
Yeah.
Just rocked up. But I got fired. We used to make like heaps of like food and just send it out to like various businesses, like just trays of muffins and like frittatas and stuff. They'd sell like at coffee club or whatever.
Like a catering type thing? Or?
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah. So I used to make all these savoury muffins and. I remember I was cleaning up.
Muffin.
Yeah, pumpkin bacon and spinach. And
are you into savoury muffins?
Yeah. They can be good, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes better than sweet.
So Nikita makes a pretty mean. She makes like a zucchini slice, and sometimes she puts them in a muffin tray instead of like a giant tray.
It changes the flavour.
It does a bit. Yeah. They're pretty good.
I don't think I can. I don't think I'm down with the savoury muffin.
Aren't you?
Oh, man. I haven't made you a savoury muffin. That's the problem.
That's it. Yeah.
I don't do them anymore. But,
and she actually, this is actually crazy. I didn't even think of any of this. She cooked like some sort of pumpkin muffin the other month, and I was like,
pumpkin bacon,
baby. And I'm like, this surprisingly isn't too bad.
It's the best one, man.
Really?
Yeah. It's got bacon in it for starters.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's why. It's not it's not because it's a savoury muffin. It's because it's got bacon in it.
Bacon. It's just wrapped in bacon.
So it should be called bacon pumpkin muffin.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think I'm down with it.
Yeah. Give it a go.
Give it a go, man.
I'm not going to go and make it. Because I'll make it, it'll be shit. And then I'll be like, no, savoury muffins suck.
I'll make it for you.
Huh?
I'll make it.
You will not make me a
I
savoury
won't make
muffin.
it.
Exactly.
I was cleaning up this place, and it was like 10 o'clock at night, and my supervisor, like big angry chick, called Karen.
Before Karen was a thing.
Karen infamy, but she just fit the bill.
Yeah.
She came out and she's like, "There's one tray, like 6. One tray of muffins missing." Like, you had to grab me.
Ate them all. What do you mean?
So I had to stay behind and made this like, I had to make the muffins, cook the muffins, get them out, let them cool down, let them pack the muffins for shipping, and then we got knocked off like 2 hours later.
Yeah.
True.
Coming to work the next day. These ovens are fucking huge, man. They're like massive ass ovens. I come into work the next day and here's this tray of 6 jet black rock hard muffins sitting on my workbench, and obviously Karen was pissed.
Yeah.
And then there's these big frittatas. They're kind of like sort of like a quiche thing. They're quite big, and they sold those for like $50 each because you cut them into slices and sell the individual slices.
Yeah.
I overcooked 7 of them in a row, and the manager come down and he's like, "Kris, you can do the end of the week, then you can fuck off."
Oh, sure.
I was unemployed for a weekend, then I got a job at Mecca Bar.
Yeah, okay.
Back when it was in the Emporium. So first open, it was busy as hell, man. It was like 400 covers a night.
Yeah.
And just loved it. Got along really well with everyone. They loved me.
Yeah.
You know, they were happy to have me there. So I stayed for 2 years. The only problem with that is Mecca Bar's menu doesn't really change.
Right.
So you get really good at cooking Mecca Bar's food. But that's it.
Yeah, okay.
So I left there.
So did you finish your apprenticeship then?
I qualified. Nice. Qualified and then joined the army.
Okay.
They tried to make me be a cook. I was like, you can fuck that noise right off. I'm going infantry or I'm going to walk. And then he taught me down to go into the reserves, which I realised was a trick. It was just a numbers thing. I went to the real army. Fucking sneaky bastards, eh? What was this? The Mecca Bar. I applied for a job on Hamilton Island.
Okay.
And heard nothing for ages. And then I applied for a job on Green Island, just off Cairns.
Okay.
Nailed the interview, landed the job, moved to Cairns. The next day, Hamilton Island rings me, "Hey, do you want the job?" Obviously, I didn't take it because I just relocated myself to Cairns. I love Cairns. Was sick, man. Yeah. I was 21 years old in Cairns. It was fucking amazing.
Crazy.
But my mate took that job in Hamilton Island. He goes, "Oh, bro," he goes, "It was fucked, man."
Oh, really?
We got treated like shit. It was just, it was awful. Hated it. I worked on Green Island for about 4 months. And then I was going to take a job. The island was all right, but you're always going back and forth.
Okay.
I remember one day I went to work. I was only working a day shift and I was going home that night. But then can you work the main kitchen? So I ended up on the island. Then I was on roster on the next. So I ended up stuck on the island for like a week with no clothes. I was wearing like a maintenance uniform around. It was all right. I had a lot of fun. I don't know how many stories I can get into from that. It's,
so you go back to chefing? You would?
No, I can't. I wouldn't hold off to the... anyway, but I didn't really like it either.
Yeah.
That's sort of fun parts. I like the rush. I hate you go through cutting out like 4 boxes of squid. The whole they're frozen, so
prep and
things are all
stuff.
like wrecked. And,
But
like on the rush on the line and people ordering the coordination, I love that stuff.
Okay.
Like that's that. Usually it's all the way around. People hate that. They like the
That's interesting. That's like super. I always view kitchens as like very military as well.
No, everyone's on drugs there.
No.
I've heard that.
Yeah, I think everyone. When I was working at James, I think everyone was the only one that wasn't.
Yeah.
Well, even the army, man. Like I got knocked back a couple of times.
Yeah.
I tried to join the army earlier, and they rang me. I was up in Cairns, and they're like, "Oh, we're going to delete your file, so you might as well come in for an interview."
Yeah.
And I was been pulling cones like the day before. I'm like, I might just defer. I was like, I can just wait. Like, see, I'm doing this now, and I'll finish this apprenticeship, and I'll fit in some shit story. But I got in that time. I got fast. But yeah. But everyone's on fucking drugs. I remember seeing one dude at Mega Bar. I don't know what he took, but he was like this. So he had we had these chicken skewers. They're all like metal skewers.
Okay.
So you have to put all the chicken on like 1,000 skewers.
Yeah.
But he kept missing in his hands. So he had pock marks.
Really?
Yeah. From just stabbing himself.
And what? He just kept
so
going.
crazy.
Didn't.
He can't stop.
Did he know he was doing it?
Yeah.
No, it's like his hands on the skewer on the table.
I saw another one of my head chef at Jane Street Bistro. He was just me and him on mine. It was a Sunday night. I was busy as hell for a Sunday night.
Yeah.
And he had a fish. He's taken it off the stovetop and put it in the oven. And as he pulled it out, the oil was splashed all over his forearm.
Oh, fuck.
It burned the shit out of him. And then he just kept cooking. That's what you do.
Yeah.
He went upstairs to do all the ordering. He stole a bottle of wild turkey from the bar. Necked the whole thing while he was doing the ordering.
Ordered like the wrong shit. 75,000, whatever this.
But he's following on, like cleaning up, trying to get in the way. I'm like, fucking shit, yeah. And I was on the next morning at like 6. And as I was trying to leave, I've lived in New Farm at the time. This was in the valley. As I was trying to leave, he's like, "Oh, where are you going?" Nah, get a beer. Don't even fucking pay for it. Just sit down and get a beer. So he stopped the beer. But yeah, then I drank that. But then he's just going on these chef stories and whatnot, and all these crazy stories. And then he starts drinking like all the leftover wines and stuff that people hadn't drank.
No, really? Going to the table.
So I was just drinking it. I was the apprentice. So I was drinking it with him. I don't remember walking home. Like it was a 30-minute walk from the restaurant to where I lived. And I woke up 3 hours late for work. No one had called me. There was a patch of spew in the bathroom. And apparently I tried to make a coffee because there's a patch of spew where the kettle was as well.
This isn't working. I've got to go to the bathroom.
But I still walked up to it. It was like Cocoa Pop spew as well. I must have eaten Cocoa Pops when I got home. I was just a young apprentice.
Yeah, I got some...
I walked up to work and... like no one said shit. Just started cooking. The breakfast chef's like, "Hey mate," he knew it full well. Like, it was a Monday morning. No one was there. It was fucking quiet. But
you have a sore head.
Yeah, I was.
They're the worst days to be at work.
We used to go out, but we did like a full like Mecca Bar was the hours were either 8 to 11 with a 2-hour break in between. So it was a whole full day split shift, or it was midday to 11. That was the 2 shifts you got.
Do you ever have to go and do like? Go out to like farmers markets and stuff super early in the morning?
Nah. I used to go to the Woolworths in the city at the first place I worked because I just never had anything disorganised. But it's always just ordered in.
Yeah.
Fresh.
Dave, I'll tell some of his story. So I don't know if it was like within the last month of his apprenticeship, like chef apprenticeship, and he quit and went to play music instead. I could be wrong. It was definitely like within his last year that he like stopped to go do music. But he was saying about how, where did he work? Somewhere at Marina Mirage, I think.
Okay.
So some fancy French restaurant, and like these people brought in their own special bread for some dietary requirement or whatever.
Right.
Like, this is our bread. We need, like, we can only have this bread. So they went and took it in the kitchen, cooked it, and he like forgot about it in the oven. It was burnt as fuck. Had to go back and tell them that like they fucked up their bread. And it's like, so brutal.
It happens all the time. Man.
Yeah,
I fucked up someone's cake once.
Wait, tell your story, and then I've got to. You just fucking triggered me when you said cake.
Just someone brought in a cake. This is fine. We just charged local cakeage, like $4 a person or whatever. But it was like a shitty cake. It wasn't very stable, and I was just like, wasn't paying. I was like, I had a bad day, and I just wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. So it's my fault, man, totally my fault. But I cut this cake, and then I dropped a bit of it or something. It was all fucked up. I was like stressing out. I'm gonna have a cigarette, and then like someone else like did it for me. Also, I haven't learned to handle stress at this point. I'm pre-army. But fucking this shitty cake just went out, and it must have just looked terrible. But whatever.
What do they do? They have to like.
Well, it's not like you just give them another one. Yeah. Or maybe they didn't charge the cakeage. They didn't charge me the cakeage, so I guess that's alright. But
Nikita's best friend had her birthday maybe, I don't know, a month ago, let's say. And somehow Nikita got roped into making her birthday cake for her. Yeah. And she did
it's not a small job, eh?
No, she was fucking in the kitchen for ages, and she's trying to do all this shit.
There's so much pressure for someone else as well,
100%.
Right?
That's what I said to her. I'm like, why didn't you say no? She's like, I don't know how to say no.
It's like you.
So she spent ages on this cake, and it's good. Like she nailed it. But it's not a professional cake at the end of the day. Not being a cunt. Yeah. And we took it there, and there conveniently was like 3 other birthdays on. So they had the 3 cakes lined up on the edge of the bar, like because it was at like a pub.
Okay.
Eden's Hill Hotel it was.
Yeah.
And the ladies brought our cake over, and she's put it out, and she's leaned down, she's lighting the candle, she's like, may I just say this is the most beautiful cake I've ever seen? And I've looked at Nikita, and I'm like, surely she's seen better cakes than that. And Nikita's like, no, I told you it was good, and blah, blah, blah. Then 5 minutes later, she goes, gets the next cake to the next table over, and she goes, she lights the candle. She goes, I just need to tell you guys, this is the most beautiful cake I've ever seen. And I said to Nikita, I'm like, that's just her fucking line.
Yeah.
Like, she fucking
just salesperson line. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. But really, maybe hers was, and then she went and saw that cake.
Yeah, it could have been.
That's legit.
What a lucky day.
Yeah.
2 best cakes ever.
Every day is better than the best.
Have your cake and eat it too, eh?
Exactly. Fucking, yeah. I was a pretty shitty apprentice as well.
Yeah.
I remember as you were telling those stories, Ash, who used to sit there, he's fucking left us now, gone to a better place.
No, he's still alive.
Yeah, just a better place.
We can't get any better podcast.
Yeah. So when I was a first year, I worked with him. So fucking however long ago that was, like 13 years or something, maybe even longer. Anyway, we went and got completely fucking wrecked one Friday night at a pub, and it got to like 3 or 4 a.m. and we had to start at 6, and we're like, we should probably go home, eh? And we were wrecked, and we went home for an hour, and I texted him, I'm like, I can't drive to work, you're gonna have to pick him up. I forget, it was either he picked me up or I picked him up, either way. And we got to work and we were just fucking around, and the boss just ended up grabbing us both. And he's like, you two need to fuck off now.
What do you mean fucking around? As in, like, obviously not working?
Nah, just shooting each other with nail guns and just like fucking, we couldn't even see straight. We were just laughing around, throwing shit.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Just being loud. I was the worst first year.
I think it's the first year right, isn't it? Like,
Yeah. I think I take the cake because...
Then you breed people hating apprentices.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, apprentices have it so easy these days, though.
So I was back in my day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's smart over there.
No, I reckon I'll probably come close to being the worst first year ever. We've spoken about it, but I rolled the boss's brand new fucking like $80,000 work truck drink driving.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a lot. It's a long story. I've tried writing a bit about it. I used to do a bit about it, but it was in my early
Just make
days.
you sound like an asshole.
Yeah, it was in my early days,
it, man.
so I couldn't. Yeah, I've started trying to dabble back into it, and I reckon I've got something there. There'll be something there.
Or something to try and like got off the army stuff for a while because I wrote all that stuff quite early, so it's very. I watched the video of like Fiona McGarry's graduation, and like everyone's laughing, but I'm like, it's pretty shit.
Yeah,
but I think it's just like the crowd's super friendly. But
yeah,
they're all like really long, and the punchline's good, but like the punchline doesn't justify this massive length of time it takes to get there. So I've got to go back and rewrite them because I'm finding I do a lot of quick jokes now. Like I think you would have heard that one about used to be in the army, now a photographer.
Yeah,
still had to shoot people, but now they appreciate it. Like it's quick and people like it.
Yeah,
and I added to that. As a photographer, I can put my shoots on Instagram and it's called art. But as a soldier, if I put my shoots on Instagram, it's war crimes.
Yeah.
I gotta go back and do that to all the old jokes because there's like I only tell them when I have to do more than 7 minutes because I've got like 20 minutes of material, but I've really only got like 7 minutes of good material. Like the rest is it's all right, but it needs work.
Yeah, I literally Thursday and Friday this week, I just sat down and I dug out all my old material. So I've got I'm pretty fucking particular about the organisation of my jokes. Like I've still got the first jokes that I wrote back in my first stint, and they're complete fucking. It's embarrassing to read them. Yeah. Anyway, I went back through all my old jokes, and I did that on Thursday and Friday this week, and the premise is there and the punchline's there, but I feel like at that time I was trying to fill the 5 minutes, whereas now I'm trying to search for more time.
Yeah.
So I went through and I just fucking basically rewrote them all, and I'm like, these are pretty fucking good. And I'm in a bit of a writing chat with Reed, and have you met Max Leishman?
Yeah, I did photos with him today.
Oh yeah, sweet. Yeah, so we run all our jokes by each other before we do them, blah blah blah. And I was like, fuck, I've just gone back through all my old material, and I think we're doing a writing session this week. I'll run it past him, but I'm like, I didn't realize how much material I had until I put it all into this new folder. And I'm like, fuck, I've probably got half an hour of shit that I know it won't work in every room, but it's worked before. And it's
possible.
Yeah.
I have a folder that says joke. I've also got a page I call them premises. I call them joke stems.
Yeah, okay.
This is before I knew what the word premise was. Then I got just all the random shit that's not really there. And I got another folder that says stage worthy, so it's stuff I can tell on stage.
Yeah.
It's good. But then sometimes it's fucked and sometimes it's good. So.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's probably me more than anything else. The wrong demeanor or something.
Yeah, it's it surprised me. I don't know why it did, because it's like I've been working on those jokes for ages. But I think because I've got this like 5 to 10 at the moment that works, I've just been so stuck in that I just haven't even thought to like...
Yeah.
I've just been like, I've got to come up with new shit from that instead of looking back at old shit and going, I could rewrite this and make it fucking better.
Yeah.
So now it's like, oh.
There's a meme.
I'm ready for my Netflix special.
I know you can't see memes on the...
To give you motivation?
Yeah, definitely. So I was talking to Nikita about that today and yesterday after I went through and found all this stuff. And now that she's seen me, I've started trying to make her like a bigger part in... She's basically my general public filter.
Okay.
I'm like,
you miss her?
Yeah.
Is that the first time she saw you?
That's the first time. Yeah. So Kris is the dude. Remember I said at Raw when I did that joke about Nikita was on a date?
Oh, yeah.
That was Kris.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
I worked up late and then Kat Davis was just like straight on to me.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm not going to say comedian. I'm a photographer. Yeah. I didn't say that, but she's like, she goes, oh, what's your name, Hemsworth? Yeah. And I went, Kris. I didn't even click. I'm like, why is everyone laughing? That's why. Yeah. But yeah, my ego was well and truly lifted that night. I was called hot about 17 times.
Yeah, everything.
Didn't walk away with a date, but yeah. Here's this meme. I was about the jokes before, how you were doing the same jokes the whole time. So I know you can't see.
I can pull it up on there.
Okay.
But,
send it.
Do you want me to just
what
send
is
it?
it?
I made this ages ago when I first started.
Oh, you made this?
Yeah.
Hang on. Telling the same safe jokes for guaranteed laughs. Writing an open mic comedy set. Testing new material.
That's that one with the dude, like, at the other chick. Yeah.
Fuck yeah. But yeah, that was, because that was the first time she saw me, I'm like, as long as you're not near the front, I'll be sweet. And then they sat her there.
Right there. Table 24, I can remember.
Such a memorable day.
Well, I sat down and I'm like, then Kat's making a joke. I'm like, James and Kris' name is on my ticket. I'm pretty sure this is his wife. I've never met him.
Yeah, that's what Nikita said. She's like, because that was your table. She's like, Kris must have put down that he was coming to see you. I'm like, oh, that's sweet.
Yeah.
So, because her sister was supposed to come as well, but she pulled out that afternoon because her daughter was sick or something like that. So it was just you two. But it fucking, it made my set so much better. Just like,
it's good that you capitalised on like the it was like a callback to the other jokes that people were making. It's, love those opportunities.
Yeah, definitely.
BJ Connolly once was the MC at, I think it was Chevron, and he said something about Port Arthur.
Okay.
And I was next, so I straight after that, and I was like, "Oh, thanks for that Port Arthur joke, BJ absolutely killed." I was like, "I'm not gonna get." I got away with it. I was like, "Oh, that's a bit risky."
BJ, love BJ.
He's good. I like him.
It's fucking hilarious. Yeah. But yeah, I think. Actually.
Yeah.
Did you guys see my story about the very hungry caterpillar today?
Yes.
No, I didn't see that. No.
I was fucking.
I asked you. Just starring in it.
Yeah. Oh man. I was like, how are they going to make this book so long? But they actually, the person who wrote that book wrote The Big Brown Bear and something about a spider as well, like a spider one. So it was all 3 books. So I'm like, oh, this makes sense. But
is it a stage play?
Yeah, it was like big puppets and shit. Okay. And the people.
Did you go?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were just like stood outside of a poster.
I wasn't like, hey kids, we'll take the photo and then we'll go.
Okay.
Just for the gram, mate.
But yeah, exactly. But it was I had 2 awkward experiences. So one of them, I don't know how you guys work when you're sitting in like road seating like that and people have to get past. Do you guys stand up or just move your knees to the side? Or
no, I usually stand up because
huge, so I do the same. Do you stand up?
No, fuck that. Walk around me.
You don't move at all. So we were like towards the end of the row. So these guys came to get in, and it was like an Asian family. And I've stood up, and then the boys are there, and Nikita's there, so they're all small enough to tilt.
I was going to say, you stand up, and then I'll take your seat. That's what happens.
No, so I've stood up, and I'm standing there, and I've let him in, and the guy was just, I don't know if he was overly polite or what, but he's like, thank you so much. And I'm like, I'm not doing anything other than standing up. And then there was this awkward... Nikita pissed her pants so hard at this. But he reached in like he was going to cuddle me.
Bow.
No, not even that. It ended up as nothing. But he reached in for a cuddle, and then I was like, I didn't know what to do. So I was
hugged him.
He wanted to engage in something, so I've put out the hand a little bit like this.
Oh my God, what's happening?
It was so fucking awkward. I wish I could get the CCTV footage.
Fist bump.
And
Handshake.
then he almost reached out as well, and then he's just like, "Oh, thank you," and then just walked.
Oh, you did an air handshake.
Yeah,
It's real. That's more friend zone than a fucking kiss on the cheek.
It was so fucking awkward. I've never experienced that before. I'm like, because everyone's always just like, "Oh, thank you," and they just move past. But this dude wanted to engage in something.
Okay, I see it.
Hadn't had some human contact for a while.
Yeah, maybe. And then there was a chick behind us just sitting by herself, and it was there was something off about her. I don't know what it was. But I legit, as a safety measure, I pulled my sunnies off my head and put them around my throat, just in case she reached.
Oh my God!
I was on edge. I was on edge the whole show that she was going to do something.
There was just sunnies here.
Yeah,
is that the Hungry Caterpillar?
Yeah. It was a children's show. At the end of the show, after
she was still hungry.
At the end of the show, when she didn't do anything, I'm like, maybe her daughter's part of the production or something, and she's come to watch. And I'm
bullshit.
like, I should have given her the benefit of the doubt.
Why didn't you ask her? Excuse me, are you a psycho?
I should have. But yeah, it was fucking. She scared me a bit.
When you have to walk past people that are already seated, you go ass or dick first.
Oh, that's a tricky one as well. I play it by ear.
Really?
Yeah.
I always go ass first.
Do you?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
It's less risky for you.
I probably do go ass. I probably go ass. Yeah.
I think it depends on which direction I'm going.
What do you mean?
Like if I'm going this way, I'll turn that way.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh, really?
That's interesting.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can't remember. Next time I go to something, I'll try and remember.
You'll be so conscious about you're like, do I go ass or dick first? I'm just going to stand here.
Just make your mind up, turn back and forth a few times in front of them.
Excuse me.
Fucking watch it.
Sorry, man.
A/B testing, man.
Yeah. Watch you and your fucking chocolate.
Would you prefer if I gave you my ass or dick first?
Fucking hell. All right, I reckon we wrap it there, boys, because it's getting pretty fucking hot in there, in here. I'm all awkward now because of that, man.
No, it's because you've had 17,000 drinks.
But they've just been little sips. That's not even that much.
That bottle's totally empty. Yeah.
And I reckon it's this dirty chocolate beer that did it.
It wasn't that bad.
It was pretty terrible.
No. All right.
All right, too easy. Cheers for coming in, Chris.
No,
Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
See you later.
Bye.